Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for this week. How are you? Happy Tuesday to you. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you already. What am I here to do? Well, if you are brand new and you've never been here to Ten of Cups Tarot before, welcome, first of all. I hope you'll let me know in the comments that you are new if you do plan to stay, and even if you don't, thank you so much for being here, for being in the comments, for your thumbs up, and thank you for sharing and subscribing. And for those of you who are always here doing all of that stuff, you are my precious ones. Thank you so much for being my ride or dies. I'm here to do this sneak peek for the week, and I do it, like I said, on a Monday or a Tuesday. I'm going to read for all of the signs. I'm going to mark everything down below in the description, so you can just scroll this video to find what you need. But please, please, please stop watching tarot for just your sun sign. If you don't know your moon and your rising, you don't have the whole story. And of course, your moon and your rising isn't the whole story, but it is a lot of it. So sun, moon, and rising is what you should really be watching for in order to get the whole picture. And for those of you who did participate in the sale that I had going on, it is now over, but thank you for your bookings. And please know that I'm running one day behind as I drop these cards. So if you are currently waiting on a reading, you will get that reading this evening. Thank you so much for all of those of you who supported me that way. I'm excited to read for you. All right, here we go. We are starting off with Aries. Aries, you are leading us in as you always do, our leaders. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This will be for the next 7 days, no matter when you find it, my friend, whether that is today or a year from now. This is your sneak peek for this week, my friend, the next 7 days for Aries. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's coming up for Aries, please. All right. Aries, we've got the King of Cups, and we have the Two of Cups. So it does feel like somebody here has some super deep feelings that they're not showing on the surface. And those feelings are feelings of love. So we do have the King of Cups, who is Scorpio, but it's also Cancer and Pisces in this general reading. And then we have the Five of Wands. So it does feel like there is a King of Cups here who is fighting themselves. I think they're fighting their feelings, I want to say. For me, the Five of Wands is an internal struggle. It's not combative with other people, but it's almost like all of these people are you. And you are arguing with yourself, it feels, Aries, about what you're going to do about the Two of Cups. Let's take a look. We've got the Justice card, we've got the Page of Wands, and we have the Seven of Swords. Look, that's interesting energy, Aries, because it feels to me, looking here, it feels to me that you do want your karmic justice as it pertains to the Two of Cups and your feelings. So your love feelings, I feel like you want karmic balance here. And I feel like you're going to get it, but I feel like you have to go get it, Aries. I feel like with the Page of Wands here, it tells me that you either want to send a message or you want to be spontaneous or go on this new spontaneous, passionate path. And you're fighting yourself. It's almost like you're holding yourself back from this beautiful adventure. We do have the Five of Wands, which is indecision, which is competition. You know, it feels like you're sort of, you've got this energy inside of you, like, I don't know if I should do it. Is there competition for the person that I have feelings for? But we do have 5 and 1 in the hand of the Page of Wands is 6. You do want the victory. It feels like you're almost at a point where you've made your decision to send this message here. We do have Libra energy, and like I said, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. The Seven of Swords tells me that for some of you, you're lying to yourself. You really do want to go. You have this really deep love for somebody. It could be one of the signs that I mentioned. It doesn't have to be. We do have Leo here as well. But it feels like either someone is lying to themselves, or that you're concealing the fact that the balance that you would get from this situation is by being a little bit impulsive, maybe not really planning it, sort of feeling, I wouldn't say, well, I don't want to call it impulsive, but I want to say that it is something that you have not planned, I want to say. With the Page of Wands isn't the best planner. This is the person who does things in an impromptu nature. When I feel the need to do it, I'm going to do it. So I feel like that's the energy you're dealing with this week. No matter whether this is love for a family member or a friend, or this is deep love, like romantic love. Take it as it resonates here. Why are you fighting yourself about getting on this new path? Because I feel like it's exciting and fun. And I feel like you're ready to share your feelings with someone. You're ready to mix this excitement with love. We have the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Cups, and we have the 4 of Cups. So I do feel like you do have, you are thinking about someone. You have nostalgic feelings here about someone, but it feels like this path has gone cold, I want to say, with the 4 of Cups, that you are in this nostalgic sort of energy this week, thinking about someone, thinking about someone possibly that you want to put the work in with here. I feel like this is spontaneous. That's the word I was looking for. That the Page of Wands is spontaneous. So I feel like you're working on being more spontaneous. And although I know that you're Aries, you kind of run at whatever you want, I feel like this particular situation is hard for you because it involves really deep feelings. And so I think with the 4 of Cups here, you've got yourself in a place with some sort of a soulmate that you're attached to, that you're trying to put the work in on, but it feels like it's going to have to be, the communication will have to be spontaneous, whether you're sending it or they're sending it to you. I have a feeling you're sending it though. There are some deep feelings here. It's like somebody you feel is your person. Tell me about the 2 of Cups. Why is the 2 of Cups here with the King of Cups? I feel like you are showing up as, the King of Cups and the Page of Wands, because I feel like you're fighting yourself or holding yourself back from sending some sort of spontaneous message to let this soulmate know. And like the 6 of Cups is anybody, right? It could be deep romantic love. It could be a best friend. It could be a family member. It feels like you're holding yourself back from making some sort of spontaneous communication here. Tell me about the 2 of Cups, please. The 2 of Cups and the King of Cups. I feel like your energy is the King of Cups. Whether you have water energy in your chart or not, I feel like this is the way you're feeling. You're like keeping your feelings under the surface. You haven't shown this person your feelings, but you feel very deeply about them. You're very sensitive in your love energy here. We have the King of Wands, we have the 8 of Wands, and we have the 3 of Pentacles. All right. So I do feel that the person that you want to communicate with is a friend. Somebody that you know, that you've met, that you already know, and that you've met already in the 3D. It could be someone you worked with. This is Pentacles. It's like being on each other's team. It feels like one of you is a teacher. So you can see that this person is teaching these children, right? And this doesn't necessarily have to mean it's an adult teaching children. It is, these people are on different levels of vibration, understand, right? And so they're symbolized here as different vibrations. And so it feels like that you want to be inspired to send this friend, this colleague, this one that is maybe in your network, or this person who is a friend of a friend or a friend of yours in the 3D. With this, it feels like this king wants to send energy towards this person here. So I feel like the King of Wands is you, right? You are Aries. The King of Wands is you, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And I feel like you're about to take your shot here with somebody who is a friend. And I feel that friend, you've got feelings under the surface that you've never told them about. And I feel like these feelings over time have become very deep, probably love feelings here. It is your karmic justice. I feel like you will feel balance, and that you do want justice by expelling or telling this person about your feelings. Tell me why the 7 of Swords is here, please. I feel like you're keeping it under the surface, and that's why the 7 of Swords is here. Because the Page is here, I feel like you want to send a message, but you're concealing it from possibly a Libra, maybe another Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo, possibly. Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. Now we have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. I feel like what's being concealed, or what you're not talking about, is like divine timing has got you by the hook of the pants. I just saw somebody hook a child by the back, like, you know, when you put your belt around, belt loop, hook by the belt loop and carry them off. I feel like that's what's happening here, that the universe is sending you these signals that it is divine timing, and you're trying to hold yourself back and fight the wheel. But look, nobody wins when they fight the wheel. change must come. And I think that you've been fighting off sending this message because you know that this is the beginning of really big change, big abundant change. Because the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is why I always call Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, because I want to know about your abundance as well. Then we have the Three of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Look, I feel like we have three kings here. The only king we do not have is the King of Swords. And I feel it's because you're not ready to speak up yet. When you're ready to speak up, be concise, honest, and truthful with somebody here, there will be some kind of reunion. I feel like the reunion goes off well because I feel like you are either going to approach this person being very stable and grounded and honest and dependable, but you could be approaching someone who is a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. I feel like you want a reunion with this person no matter who they are to you. And I feel like the universe is telling you it's time, it's go time here. I feel like as long as you have some really high boundaries here, it's like you're not taking in your feelings. And so again, that tells me that, we do not have the King of Swords on the table yet. And this is you already preparing by disconnecting from your emotions in order to get your boundaries really high because you don't want to get hurt in this situation. So I feel like this week is a really big decision about whether or not you send communication to someone that I feel like you have not spoken to in a long while. This is someone I feel that you have deep love for that you've never expressed. All right, Taurus, here we are. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus, please. Tell me about Taurus. This is your sneak peek for this week, the next 7 days, Taurus. Whether you find it today or a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. Tell me about this week, the sneak peek for Taurus, my bull gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I am your bully sister, by the way. Here we go. Let's take a look, Taurus. We have the King of Cups in the reverse. Why is the King of Cups in reverse, please? We have the Empress. Very interesting. Tell me why we have the King of Cups and the Empress here. Tell me about Taurus. We have the King of Swords. Ooh, okay. Well, dear Empress, I feel like someone is charging in. Look, this King of Swords is charging into the reading here. Towards this King of Cups, I feel like you have some sort of an emotional conversation that's coming up here. It does feel like somebody wants to be really brave and honest with their words, their communication clear and concise. This is Gemini energy. This is somebody who maybe has a duality. Maybe they're showing you on the surface that they're not interested, but underneath they really want to speak with you. The King of Cups being in the reverse tells me that either one of you, it could be a Gemini and a Taurus and a Libra here, one of you is not emotionally available or somebody's hiding their feelings. This is going to be a really overly emotional, the word that's coming to mind is reckless. It feels like it's a recklessly emotional conversation. And so that means to me that somebody's charging in with a lot of truth, honesty, and I feel like they're looking for some sort of compassion from the Empress. But I feel like this person charging in here, Taurus, is somebody who's either not emotionally available, and it doesn't have to be that, but the King of Cups in the reverse is someone who cannot hold down their feelings. They are not in charge of their feelings. Their feelings are in charge of them. They could also be hiding their feelings. It's almost as if they're coming in like this badass here with the King of Swords saying, I got something to say, but underneath they're really, this energy is emotionally tumultuous. That's what it feels like here. It also could be that the Empress isn't feeling particularly open to love, to emotion with this person, that maybe you're the one who wants to deal in a very sort of balanced, non-emotional kind of way, maybe the Queen of Swords sort of energy. We do have the Three of Swords. These ones have a lot of nudity, so I'm going to have to censor them for YouTube purposes. We do have the World card here. So there is somebody here who's coming in to speak with you because they want to permanently close a chapter with you. Now, the thing is I'm feeling that this person doesn't really have to come back, because I feel like it's already closed. Like, according to you, this person broke your heart and you closed the door, you're done. But I feel like somebody feels like they still got something to say, but they're doing it, like coming in to speak with you or shout something at you. It feels almost like it's going to be a very highly emotionally charged sort of connection. Somebody's coming in to speak with you. But I want to say that this person might be wanting to speak with you because of the World card. Maybe you've closed the door on the situation because they disappointed you or broke your heart. And this person wants to explain themselves. That's what it feels like, Taurus. Somebody coming in to explain themselves. You could be dealing with Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Again, here we have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. It may be a delayed reaction is what I want to say, that maybe this has been over for a while for you. But it feels like this week, this person, it's like they've had a delayed reaction, and all of a sudden, like, it's like they've been thinking about it. It's been going on under the surface for them until they finally get on their horse and say, look, I got something to say. And you're going to have to listen here. They're going to force you to listen to their overly emotional plea to you. We have the 9 of Cups. So, I feel like you're on to bigger and better things, I want to say. I feel like you've closed this door already, Taurus. You're on to bigger and better things. And whether or not you're with somebody or not in a relationship, I don't really care. But the 9 of Cups tells me that you're happy, that you're finally happy. After this heartbreak or disappointment, you're finally happy. You're no longer sort of connected to this negative energy. But I feel like this person hasn't digested this yet. Because you were the one that chose to close the door, somebody's been left on the outside looking in. And I feel like somebody is going to charge at you verbally here, I want to say, but in an emotional way. I feel like they're going to say, like, why did you close the door? I didn't think we were done yet. Tell me about the World card and the 9 of Swords. What does, sorry, not the 9 of Swords, but the Knight of Swords. Tell me what this person wants to say after Taurus has closed the door. We've got the 9 of Swords. Or sorry, the 9 of Wands. So this person's feeling really hurt. They are the wounded warrior, and they feel like you just hurt them one more time, just like everybody else. So I think that's what they want to say. They want to say, look, you're just like everybody else. You're the person who just took a swing at me with another wand. Tell me about the Magician. The Hanged Man is in the reverse. Yeah, it's a delayed reaction. It feels as though somebody's like thinks you have the audacity to close the door on them. It feels like a lot of ego from this person's side. The Magician's giving me, with the 9 of Wands, is giving me ego, where this person feels like entitled, like they're entitled to whatever they want and they can't have you, and you chose to close the door. So now they've had this revelation with the Hanged Man in the reverse. They've had this revelation, wait a second, Taurus can't close the door on me. Somebody's making a really big decision with the Judgment card to come in here and speak with you. Tell me what this person wants to say to Taurus. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, we've got the 4 of Swords, and we've got the 6 of Wands. So they're coming in saying, Taurus, I've healed. It's been a long time since we've spoken to each other. I've been waiting, nurturing, growing things, growing the self. 4 of Wands, I've been healing. 6 of Wands, I'm now looking for victory. Somebody's coming in to tell you that they've healed from the situation that you have closed off or shut down here. But I don't know if they've healed, because they're coming in very out of sorts, like they can't control their emotions. It's all pouring out the top of their head here. Tell me why the 3 of Swords is here. We've got the Prince of Wands, who is the Knight. We've got the Chariot in the reverse and the King of Wands. So I think you were waiting for this person to take action for a very long time. Like, it feels like a long while has passed by. That maybe a few months, for some of you it's years, but you expected that this person was going to take action. You expected that they would be inspired to take action and come to you and say, you know, Taurus, you're the one for me. But they didn't, because the Chariot's in the reverse. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So instead of coming in and saying, look, you're the one for me, I'd like to settle down, this person is the Knight of Wands energy. And so they've never really given you any stability, and that's what the disappointment was. They keep coming in and out of your life for passionate reasons and not for anything else. As you know, there's no pentacles here, right? We don't have anything that is of stable ground. We do have someone who feels entitled because they've been hurt before, and the realization is, Taurus can't do this to me. Now I need to speak with Taurus. So I feel like somebody is coming in because they feel like they need to speak with you, and they are entitled to do so. Ooh, wait. Don't be placing entitlement on Taurus. Nope. All right. Gemini, here it is. Let's take a look at Gemini for this week. Sneak peek for this week, Geminis. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is for the next 7 days, no matter when you find it, whether that is today or next year. Let's find out what's going on in the next 7 days. A sneak peek for this week for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We do have the Five of Pentacles. We do have the Devil. And we have the Six of Cups. Interesting. Gemini, it feels like you're thinking about why you're feeling on the outside looking in. I want to say that I'm connecting with someone here who's kind of always living in fear that they're going to get cut out, because I feel this is a pattern. It feels like you always feel left out, or you feel in peril. You feel in lack. I think you're obsessively thinking about this. So maybe you're feeling like someone has left you on the outside looking in. And the Devil is telling me that that is sort of an obsessive thought that you have. And understand, whatever you think will come about. Whatever you think about will come about. So even though it is a negative thought, you need to get yourself out of this loop, or out of this obsessive point of view, which is, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't have enough. This is about scarcity, right? And scarcity is, I don't have enough. I'm not enough. Things don't go my way. It's the negative thought pattern. And so I feel like you might be in a negative thought pattern here. And not only about what's going on recently, but also about nostalgic things. Going back in the past in your memory, thinking about, why do I keep getting left on the outside looking in? What is going on here? And I feel like because you keep thinking about feeling left out, not having enough, feeling like you're not enough, not making enough money, possibly feeling disconnected from people, because that is your thought pattern. And this reading may not be for you. Maybe you're the happier than anything. But the one I'm connecting with today is somebody who lives in a negative thought pattern. And this negative thought pattern is something that you think about things from the past here. It could have to do with a mother figure. We do have the Queen of Cups here. And to me, that is someone who is the matriarch, the mother, the grandmother, but also can just represent a really deep feeling of love. So maybe you feel is that you can't win as it pertains to love here. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And I want to say that you do have the option to pursue people for their attention or their time, or go out for dinner, or, it's the Five of Pentacles is here though. And I feel like the negative thought pattern is what's holding you back from the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace and the Five is 6. The 6 Pentacles is reciprocity. So maybe the thing is you don't like when someone doesn't give you all of their attention. So maybe this could be a platonic relationship. It could be a love relationship. The Six of Cups is all about that, and it is nostalgia, really. So I think that history dictates that you are someone who is feeling disconnected from love, or love relationships don't work out for you, and this is your obsessive thought. For some of you, you could be feeling disconnected from your mother or your grandmother. Maybe you didn't have a feminine influence in your life that you could depend on that was stable and sturdy, and I'm just saying that because the Queen on her own is pretty stable, but I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles, which tells me that maybe you didn't have a good relationship with the female representative representative in your life, whoever that was. And it feels like maybe it's hard for you to open up, and you always feel on the outside looking in because of this trauma that you've had from the past. So maybe you lost your mother at an early age, or your grandmother, or whoever was the feminine influence on you. Maybe it's someone you've been disconnected from and you're not speaking with. So I feel like it's almost like something that comes from childhood, that because you were disconnected from the feminine energy, mother, grandmother, older sister, whoever raised you, that it feels like this is how it's been affecting your life, that it's hard for you to have these relationships because of that previous wounding, previous in your life here. It's like you don't know what to do about it. I want to tell you that the Ace of Pentacles is like telling you that things are going to be okay, but you got to put the work in. You got to put the effort in. You might be the one that has to reach out to that person and say, look, I'm kind of feeling lonely, like being honest. I'm kind of feeling lonely. Can we get together and do something? Can we go out? The moon energy is here. I want to say that all of this is not as it seems. It feels like it's something that you've pulled in from past, from reminiscing, from past history, I want to say. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles, please. The Devil and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you were heartbroken by somebody. Somebody used harsh words on you, and I think that you, Gemini, are someone who has been alone from a very early age. I feel like you've been forced to raise yourself. You've been forced to build something from the ground up alone. And I want to say that this is probably something that you're still dealing with. You're dealing from the broken heart of that. And as long as you still allow this to linger, it's going to impact you throughout your whole life. I want to say you need some clarity on the heartbreak. And so that tells me that maybe you need someone, a professional, to help you through that possibly. That's not for all of you. It's only for some of you. Tell me why the moon energy is here. We have the Hierophant, who is Taurus. We have the Ace of Cups and Justice. Yeah, it feels like you want justice and love, but it feels like you can't see it. With the moon energy, you can't see it. You can only feel it. You're not sure how it works. It feels like somebody here really wants to move forward and be loved and give love and give and receive love, right? Because we do have 6 pentacles here. Somebody wants to be reciprocal with love, but you don't see a way around the moon energy. I feel like it's going to take some work in your shadow work. That's what it feels like. I want to say that you are meant for more. You're meant for bigger and brighter things here, Gemini. But first, it's going to take getting out of battle with yourself, because once you make peace with you, you no longer have a beef with anyone else. So I feel like these are nostalgic things, and I feel like it can be repaired because the Ace of Pentacles is here. But you must put the hard work in. You must put the hard work in. First of all, the hardest work is if you're living in lack and feeling disconnected because of something that happened in the long, far past. It feels like maybe you don't believe that the Ace of Pentacles can change your life. So maybe you've been carrying the pentacle around, but you haven't done the hard work to plant it and nurture it and make it grow. I feel like that's what is hiding in the moon energy, that you really don't understand the power of the Ace of Pentacles. And this has been something that has defeated you your whole life. So I feel like this week might be the week that you finally, you dig into this energy here. I like it. We do have the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups. I feel like you feel very disconnected from love, but I want to say that should you decide that you have faith in the Ace of Pentacles, that the Wheel of Fortune is here to change everything. If you decide that you want to change, I mean, if you try and fight the Wheel of Fortune, it's going to be a shit show. I'm just going to say it's hard. You cannot avoid these major arcanas. You can't sidestep them. The universe is coming along to saying, look, it's divine timing for you to clean this up. You got to clean up this whole thing of you being disconnected from your emotions. And as long as you are, love is on the outside looking in. I think what you want is the 10 of Cups, right? Which is right there, the 8 and the 2. But it's going to take change, and you're going to have to go through some really deep change. And some of that might start this week. Well, that's very different reading for you, Gemini. Very different. I don't know who that was for, but if it was for you, let me know. All right. Okie dokie. Let's take a look. Cancer, this is you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, Cancer. This is your sneak peek for this week. Whether you get this today or a year from now, it's always going to be. For the next 7 days, let's take a look at Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer, please. Give me some energy for Cancer. We do have the Page of Swords in the reverse. There's something here that does not compute. You don't understand it, even though you're looking at it, you're trying to learn about it, but it feels like there's something here that is you don't have an understanding about it. You're confused about it here. You haven't quite got all the information that you need, Cancer. We do have the Seven of Cups. It's emotionally confusing. It might be she's pointing to her head and she's got the Ace of Swords in her hand. And so I want to say that it's something that is emotional, but it's going on in the mind. So it feels like you're feeling overly emotional about something this week. Something that you don't understand or you don't have clarity on. And then we have the Moonchild. Look, it feels like in order to get this understanding, the Moonchild is the one that's connected to Source, connected to the moon, connected to the elements, connected to astrology. I feel like you don't know what you don't know because you're not connected. And so I feel like this week is a week that you might come to some sort of an answer. If you should decide to meditate, pray, whatever it is you do that connects you to your source, I feel like you need to go into that energy, become the Moonchild, the one who knows who they are, knows that they're made from the dust of stars. It feels like you need to figure it out. There's more information here that is waiting here to enlighten you, but you have to be the one to access it. We have the Six of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, you're really up in your head this week. It feels, Cancer. You're really up in your head this week. It feels like there is some worry. It feels like a worry of, Elsie, if I should go ahead and decide that I want to know more about who I am according to the stars and astrology, and people who don't believe would call the woo-woo stuff, right? I feel like you're worried the way that other people will perceive you. And so you haven't really looked into it. You don't have a testimony of it. That's what it feels like. The Six of Swords tells me that you're trying to disconnect from your feelings, that this shouldn't be something you should be worried about. The Ace of Swords in the reverse tells me that you're not willing to really dig into it or really willing to learn it or look into it. We do have the 9 and the Ace that is in the hand, and that is 10 swords. Look, I feel like that's what you need in order to bring this painful cycle to an end. I don't know why it's so prevalent, or I don't know why this is coming up in your reading saying that you really need to connect, but it could be without the connection to the stars and stardust and all that stuff that you don't know who your source is. It could be that. And maybe this isn't your reading. Take it as it resonates. Maybe I'm not talking about you, but I do feel like I'm connecting with someone who is disconnected from their feelings or trying to move away from their feelings because it feels chaotic. And I feel like you're lying to yourself if you do that. If you're disconnecting just because it feels overwhelming. Now, those people who suppress their feelings, when feelings come up, they do feel overwhelming because you're not really good at handling those feelings. And I feel like with the 6 and the Ace in the reverse, it tells me that you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, but the easiest way to bring all of this to an end, if it's making you feel uncomfortable, because it feels like you're stuck in your mind, the only way to end this cycle is to open yourself up to your source and to give a shot at getting on your knees and praying, or sitting on your pillow in the middle of the room, in the middle of a quiet room, and trying to connect to your source. I think this card is telling me here that if you have a problem with meditation, a lot of people have problems with meditation because they have, thoughts that sort of enter their minds, and that's what it means. It feels like you're a very active thinker. I want to say if you can get into meditation, and the thing that you might picture in your mind to get you deeper into meditation is the stars, is the moon. I want you to look up from the ground. I want you to look up and look at the stars. And I feel like if you should visualize the solar system, it feels like you'll be able to get deeper into some sort of a meditation. We do have the Six of Cups. I feel like there's lots on your mind from long ago. It's nostalgic. I feel like this Seven of Cups is overwhelming for you because you have feelings that you're suppressing about somebody. That's what it feels like here. Tell me about the Six of Cups for Cancer. I think you are trying to disconnect from the feelings of a soulmate or somebody who is very connected to you, and I think you can't do it. I don't think you're supposed to, honestly. We do have the Ace of Swords. There it is. It's in the hand of the page. It feels like you will have some sort of a realization, Cancer, that there's no way to disconnect from your emotions, no matter how hard you try and hold them down, that you are a being that comes from a place that you don't understand, that you are this beautiful spiritual being that has been put in this body in order to be able to experience what's going on here on Earth. We have the Eight of Swords and the Universe. The Universe is the World card. The Eight of Swords here tells me what is coming to an end. The milestone or the achievement here is getting out of your head. We have a lot of swords for someone who's a water sign. I'm just saying. And I think it comes with this Ace of Swords turning in the upright, because here it's in the reverse, right? I feel like it's a realization, an aha moment, or a triumphant moment of clarity when you realize that the only way to get out of your head is to realize that you are the moon child, is to realize that you do have an origin, and it's not only from your mother's womb. You have an origin. You were brought here as energy, as a spirit. We do have Temperance. I feel like the moonchild energy comes to you in a moment of clarity, which is Temperance. It is the moment of alchemy. It makes you feel healed. It gives you balance. We have the Emperor here, and that's when you level up. So for somebody here who's been struggling as the Emperor without their spiritual connection, because look, you can get to be the Emperor without a spiritual connection, right? You can travel the ladder of the corporation and become the president, the vice president, the CEO. You can become very sort of important in the world, where you're the one that brings the stability, makes all the decisions. You can do all that without your spiritual connection. But I feel that with the spiritual connection and the moment of alchemy, when you realize that you are actually a spirit and you are here to experience this body, I feel like it is a game changer. It feels like it changes the game and really fuels you as the Emperor, because it feels like the last lesson you had to learn is the lesson of the King of Cups. That you can be as emotional and connected to your source as you want to and not have to show it on the surface all the time if you don't want to. We do have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, but right now, I feel like you're more focused on your 3D world than you are focused on your spiritual world. I think this is something that would be beneficial to you. I feel like it's coming around the corner here. We do have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. You cannot have complete and total happiness if you do not figure out who you are at your very energetic core. Because when you look in the mirror, Cancer, behind those eyes, there is a being in there that you're not yet acquainted with. I feel like this week is the week you get out of your head, and the week that you might realize that you can have complete and total happiness in a moment of alchemy should you decide that you want to really put the work in. The work on yourself, I feel, in order to be able to get the things that you want. Because I feel like you got it down. With the monetary stuff, the 3D world, I feel like you got it down, but your spiritual self is really suffering. And I think that's the key to getting all of the other things that you want. I think that you've got all the monetary things that you need, but you don't have any of the spiritual connection. You don't really know who you are. Maybe you're not living to the complete and total capacity of someone who is in wish fulfillment, because you're not very connected spiritually. All right. Leo, this is you. Let's look at Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo, please. Tell me about Leo energy for this week. This is your sneak peek for this week, Leo, whether you get this today or a week from now. It's going to always be for the next 7 days. Tell me about Leo. The sneak peek for this week for Leo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. So we have you a little bit stuck this week. I feel like you're a little bit stuck because you're in your head. It's like you're searching. I want to say you're searching in your think tank, trying to find the reason why you're stuck. I feel like you want to surrender, that you want to surrender yourself and get out of your head. But I feel like you're stuck in this place of the the Page of Swords, which is, I need to learn about this. I need to find the answer. I have to find the answer. And the Hanged Man tells me that you're trying to look at something, whatever the situation is, you're trying to look at it from another point of view. So you're trying to get out of your own perception and you're trying to look at it with perspective. So you're trying to get a perspective of what's going on out there. I feel like the thing that is blocking you from your happiness is the fact that you've been searching the self for answers, but you are feeling a little bit stuck. Let's talk more about that. Tell me about Leo, please. Got Pisces energy here. Aquarius energy is here. We've got a Tower and a Magician. Excuse me. All right. It feels like you are about to have some sort of a realization. So if you've been feeling stuck by yourself, not feeling like you move forward, not feeling happy, not feeling sad, it's sort of it feels like a Four of Cups sort of energy with the Page of Swords to the left of the Hanged Man. Tell me about the Tower and the Magician. The Ace of Wands. This is the go-ahead. It's a realization here that there is more to life than just hanging here stuck. I feel like this tells me that there is some sort of a resolution or some sort of an idea, a moment of reckoning or alchemy. It feels like that you are going to have some sort of an upheaval and a change in how you think. And it's going to get you out of this Hanged Man energy. The Tower comes to dash the illusion, to break down the thing that you thought you were. Look, at some point, and I know you youngins, right? I'm at level 56 of this game coming up this year in April. And you youngins, I feel like you don't understand that there will be a reckoning when you realize at some point that you've been stuck all along. And until you get into your intuition or start thinking about things in a spiritual kind of psychic way, I feel like you feel a little bit stuck. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who has hit the tower with that the tower has hit them. I feel like that there is a realization or a reckoning or an awakening going on here with the Page of Swords. I feel like you're about to experience what an awakening is. Now, for some of you, you might already be awakened, but understand, please, that we all think that, we have one awakening and that's it. No, it keeps going, man. You keep getting awakening after awakening after awakening. It happens throughout your whole life. And so I want to say that there is a realization here as you finally get released from this Hanged Man energy. The happiness, that the fulfillment here is that you realize your worth, that you are worth it, that you have all the tools, that you are the person who has all the skills, the capabilities, the resourcefulness. You are the person who can do whatever you want. You're the captain of the ship. I feel like you also realize that the universe is always watching, right? We've got the infinity sign above the Magician's head. I want to say whatever you want wants you. Your wish fulfillment is attainable. And I feel like you've convinced yourself, or you had convinced yourself, that maybe what you wanted was passion. But understand, fire burns out. It's good to have passion. It's good to have it in a balanced way when you also have swords, cups, and pentacles, right? It's good to have it in a passionate way. But it's a realization here that maybe you've been acting from passion and not necessarily acting out of the goodness of who you are. And I'm not saying what you are is not good, but I think it's a revelation or a realization that you've been stuck for a while, that happiness is on the other side of the Hanged Man energy, but it's up to you to put the work in to find out what's going on in order to be able to move forward. Tell me more about the Tower, please. We have the World card. We have the Emperor. I love it. I love it. Look, you are the Emperor, my friend. So I know that you're Leo and the Emperor is Aries, but please understand that, pardon me, that all the kings are present when the emperor is present. So you can embody the energy of the emperor. You could be the one holding the empire down, right? Paying the mortgage. You've got the kids. You've got 2 jobs maybe. You're the one who is, maybe doing one job and has a side hustle, but you are the person holding down the whole empire, your empire, whatever that is. And I feel like with the World card here, that when the Tower falls, it feels like you come to some sort of an achievement or a milestone. And I feel the milestone is within your thoughts, my friend. That it feels like you now know that you've got to work on it. You've got to work on the self harder than you ever did. And I feel like the world tells me that when the Tower comes, the world tells me that you are closing the door on things that you don't know, on being stuck, and you have a realization that you are the emperor and that nothing can keep you down. I feel like you stop worrying, that you've broken a cycle, some sort of a cycle of living in your head, feeling like you couldn't do anything but exude passion. And I feel like you've always known that you had this passion, but you didn't realize, I feel, that you're the magician, that there's more to you than the Ace of Wands, that you've got the power to do whatever it is you want to do. And that power is this stepping forward with inspired reasoning, I feel, leads to you realizing you are the magician, which makes you realize that whatever you want wants you, and you can materialize happiness out of nothing. We've got the devil. So we had the devil in your ear telling you you're not nothing, Leo. You're nothing. You've got doubt. You don't feel good. Maybe you're fighting some addictions possibly, but you have the tools to get out of it because you're strong. You have the tools that you need, all of them, in order to fight the devil here. All you got to do is you got to raise your boundaries, my friend. You've got to get tighter boundaries with people who are toxic. People who have addictions of their own. I feel like if you put an arm's length between you and people in your life who are feeding into the devil energy, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune comes and grabs you and pulls you forward here. Because I feel like when you put your boundaries up, or you stand your ground on, I'm not dealing with the devil energy anymore, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune comes and says, okay, then I'm going to drag you off. You keep your boundaries up, and I'm going to bring you some beautiful changes. And I feel like this is a big change for you, by the way. I feel like maybe that you were not operating within any sort of boundaries, and that's why the devil has been able to play in your life. That's why the devil is a liar, right? Fear is a liar. The devil is a liar. And what the lie that you were believing the devil was selling to you is that you were not the magician, but you are. You're magic. You have all the tools that you need in order to move forward here. We do have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We have Aries energy here. We have Capricorn energy, again, Scorpio. We do have Aries energy here. Take it as it resonates. What is it that you're learning here? Tell me about what you learn with this realization here. That you can organize it and keep it all in check, regardless of what's gone on in the past, with the Six of Cups here, because it feels like you're dealing in memories from the past, nostalgic memories from the past, that, yeah, maybe you're going to look like a fool. I'm just going to say there are going to be times when you're going to jump and you're not going to know what's below there, and you're going to feel the fool. But that's what life is about, falling and scraping your knees and then getting up, dusting yourself off, and you keep moving. That's what the magician would do, because the magician has all of the aces in hand. I can do whatever I want. So I feel like the only thing that's standing between you and your happiness is the fact that you're a little bit stuck, that you're scared to take these risks that'll make you maybe look a little bit foolish. But I feel like because of energy from the past, I want to say, and feeling not necessarily stable in your pentacle world, I feel like in the past, like when you were a child or maybe a teenager, that you didn't have a whole lot of love that was stable in your life. And so that makes you scared to push forward. That's what it feels like. But you're going to realize that you are the magician. Look at that. It's a realization. With the Page of Cups, it's good news. The Page of Pentacles is in the reverse, telling me all you got to do is put in the work. You just got to put in the hard work and start making big changes in your life and distance yourself, arm's length at least, from the devil, and everything will heal itself. These are very different readings this week. All right, Leo, that is you. Okay, Virgo, this is for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo. What's that? That's the Four of Pentacles. Maybe someone has been shut off or shut down here, maybe holding on to something. Tell me about Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Virgo, this is your reading, the sneak peek for this week. But whether you get it today or a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. Tell me about Virgo, please. What does Virgo need to know for this week? Sneak peek for this week, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got Two of Wands. This week, it feels like you need to make some sort of a decision to take a different path, possibly, to expand your life, to do something you've never done before. And I feel like it's kind of exciting. We do have the Knight of Swords. It feels like there is some information that has come to your knowledge, whether it's been received by a person or just received by the universe, from the universe to you. But the Knight of Swords has something to say, has new information that they want to spread. And I think that this new information received by you is something that is making you feel like you need to take another path. Look, the Four of Pentacles came out. I want to say that you're holding on to this idea of expanding your life. And that could mean that maybe you want to travel, right? This is Sagittarius energy, which is the adventurer, the traveler. And so I feel like what you want to do is go on some sort of an expansion in your life. It's time to grow. But first you have to make a decision to do whatever is the most passionate thing that is in your heart. Tell me more about the Knight of Swords. It almost feels like this energy rushes up on you, I want to say. And the Knight of Swords, I don't feel is representing a person. I think it's representing an energy that's that is about to rush up on you, and you're about to make some sort of a decision that you may have not made otherwise. The Four of Pentacles tells me that maybe you do have a little bit of non-vulnerability within you. Maybe you're shut down, shut off, and not open to it. But I feel like with this Knight of Swords rushing in here, that you're about to make some sort of a decision that you maybe wouldn't have made prior to this. We do have the Ace of Swords, which is also in the hand of the Knight. Now, it indicates to me with two swords, one is down, one is up. It indicates to me that not only are you going through a time of triumphant clarity, like you're having some sort of a realization and clarity that it's time for you to move along here, but also with the Knight of Swords here with the second sword, it feels like you are about to make some sort of decision, but you're unsure of the decision. One sword is up and one sword is down. You're getting clarity, but you're not really sure if you're accepting this idea that maybe you have been shut off and shut down and it's time for an adventure. We do have the Page of Cups. It's coming at you. Super shocking energy. Like it's like a thought you never thought you would think, but here it comes. And you get this idea that it's time for you to just go. It's time for you to get out there on the path and figure out what it is you want. I think that you have been sort of closed off or shut down to the idea that you could ever have this good energy, good feeling, the beginning of something. For some of you, it could be that you've been closed off to love. Absolutely, it could be. And that now you're ready for some sort of an adventure, but you're right at the beginning with the Page of Cups, which tells me that you're open to maybe flirting, having a few drinks, a little bit of puppy love, the butterflies in the belly. You're open to that, but maybe you're not all the way open, but there's a realization going on here. We have the World card, which is an accomplishment or a milestone, and it feels like something has come full circle here. I want to say it's your thought pattern that has come full circle, that maybe you were at the point of the Knight of Swords, which is having the idea, feeling like you are feeling courageous and brave and that you want to make some big changes in your life. And I think that the Ace of Swords being here is the confirmation. It's like, yep, this is what I want to do. It's the realization or the clarity that you get that it's time for you to expand, to do something different than you ever did so you could get something different than you ever got. And I feel like you're going to do it in some sort of surprising manner. But for some of you, it absolutely could be that there is new love coming here. Take it as it resonates. We do have the World card, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and it designates the end of something. So it's the last card in the Major Arcana series. You can't sidestep the Major Arcanas. Something's coming to an end. And what I think is coming to an end is that you have come full circle in some sort of manner where you've been sort of stuck here trying to make a decision about what to do next. And I think that this gives you relief relief. It ends an old cycle of you feeling like you couldn't be impulsive, or you couldn't be falling in love brand new again. It feels like you've for a long time have maybe been shut off or shut down from feeling things, maybe from your feelings. But I feel that the world here is bringing that energy to an end, that you're realizing, having a realization, some clarity here, that it's okay to just go out and have some fun, find something new. Tell me about the World card and the Page of Cups, please. Because it feels like after something ends, something begins. And so I feel like you come to a realization, this milestone or achievement of thought, that it is time to have a new adventure of some sort. We do have the Four of Swords. It's due to healing here that you've made this decision. I feel like you are no longer in regret from a past situation. So maybe you've been healing, right? The Four of Swords is here. We do have 4, 5, 6. It may be that you disconnected from something in the past and that you've been spending this time healing in the Four of Swords, healing the mind. I feel like you still sort of remained in this place where you had the Ace of Swords in hand. And I think it took some strength for you to get that sword upright. I'm just thinking that swords are probably really heavy, being made out of steel back in the day, right? We do have the Ace of Cups. It feels to me like you're no longer going to have regret about, it feels like there is something here that maybe began but didn't grow. And it went from the Ace of Cups to the Five of Cups. But I feel like with the Five of Cups in the reverse, that you're kind of repairing yourself from that. I'm no longer going to have regret about things that happened in the past. I am going to try and move forward here. Tell me about the World card. Tell me about the cycle or the chapter that's ended, please. We have the Two of Pentacles, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Empress in reverse. So the Empress in reverse, I was just having a conversation with someone about this the other day, that the Empress in reverse is someone who looks good, smells good, their nails are done, their hair is done, they have a nice suit on, great shoes, this person dresses well. They show the world their the capsule of themselves. They show the world, look at me from a distance. The Empress in reverse looks like a good deal, because if you're the one who's stuck on the visual, then you're not checking for what's on the inside. So I feel like this is a cycle that you're ending. You're not going to be fooled by the appearance of others, because you know what? Maybe for some of you this isn't true, but for some of you it is true, that there can be someone standing in front of you, feminine or masculine, that has a beautiful casing, right? A beautiful body, beautiful hair, smells good, looks good, dresses to the nines. But this person has no personality. They're very selfish. This person might have children but doesn't parent them. They're very distant from people. They keep themselves on the outside looking in. They're someone who gets out of control really quickly with their emotions and says poor things to people. I feel like this is the cycle you're ending, that you're no longer just seeking people out for the way they look. Now you're going to be looking into the inside. And really the inside is what makes the outside attractive. And for those of you who don't understand that yet, it's just because you haven't reached that understanding. But once you do, it's butter. Once you do, that's when you'll settle down. That's when you'll feel the most stable, secure, and you want someone who's dependable. It feels like you close the chapter on the Empress in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles tells me the way you did it was by you stopped juggling. You stopped juggling people, like this good looking one and that good looking one, and I'm going to take that one out. And I feel like you stopped doing that. You kind of get yourself settled and you're like, nah, now I know what this is. I know what the Empress in reverse is, and I'm not getting into that again. It's a realization here. Yeah, that if this person doesn't work on themselves, I don't want anything to do with them. It's the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. If this person's not willing to work with me and work on themselves, Ace of Wands in the reverse, I'm not starting things off in passion anymore. Three of Swords in the reverse, so my heart's not broken. So I feel like this week for you, it is a realization, Virgo, that you cannot judge a book by its cover. It's dangerous to do so only because it's judgment, right? That you are just getting one page of a 20 chapter book. You don't have all of the information. It's time that you close this chapter, this achievement or milestone is. You're no longer going to take people at face value. You're no longer going to say, oh, that person must be a good deal because they look good. I feel like now you're about to dive in, and I think that's surprising to you as well, but I feel like you're about to dive in. That's what this healing is about. You really are looking for love, but you don't care what package it comes in, because sometimes the packaging looks great, but the product inside is bunk. It's the truth. It is the truth. All right, Libra. This is for you. Tell me about Libra, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. Libra, this is your sneak peek for this week, my friend, but whether you find it today or a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. Tell me about Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sneak peek for this week for Libra. Libra, we've got the Queen of Swords. There you are. The Queen of Swords is, in fact, Libra. And it looks like there is something that you may think is coming in the distance here. And you're going to have to stand up for yourself and be counted. You're going to have to liberate yourself from a situation. We do have the Page of Swords, and it's because you've learned some information that has come to you. You're now more educated about whatever is approaching, and you're looking at it differently. You can see that she's looking at it with a really close look here. She's got a telescope, right? Tell me what's coming, what is approaching here. Ah, the 10 Wands. I like it. I like it a lot for you, Libra. So I want to say you have more information than you had back there, whether that's yesterday or before then. And it feels like you're now looking at things with a very sort of, I want to say a little bit more cynical or maybe a bit more cerebral kind of energy. You're looking at the 10 of Wands and you're realizing, although those are beautiful flowers and I'm sure they smell amazing, I just want to say that butterflies are usually around flowers and I don't see a butterfly to be had here. But I do see that you keep picking up these beautiful burdens and putting them on your back, not realizing that it is really adding to the heaviness of life. So we do have the Queen of Swords here, and I feel like you now realize and you see these burdens coming. I feel like you're making a decision this week to stop picking up the damn flowers. Yes, they smell good. Yes, they look good, right? It's a beautiful picture, but nonetheless, this person is heavily burdened by all of this beauty. Tell me more about Libra, please, for this week, the sneak peek for this week. We do have the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. It's a new day. Once you drop these burdens, it's a new day and you are about to gain some stability that I don't think you've ever had before. It's something has finally breached the surface and you realize that there's more to life than picking up and carrying the burdens of people around you. People are all too willing. People who cannot control their own drama in their life, they're always going to find people where they can bring their drama to them and they can still figure out the drama, like they can still live within the drama. Some people can't live without chaos, and that is a trauma response. Some people just cannot live without chaos, but I want to say that you are such a good friend, a good mother, a good father, a good person, and you allow people to put burdens on your back. You need to stop it because look, there's something that's growing beneath the earth that you don't see, and it's a new beginning for you. It's a stable, sturdy, grounded, dependable way of life. And I feel like this is chaos over here. I feel like you've been allowing people in the past to bring the chaos and put it on your shoulders. I don't think you're going to do that anymore. I don't think you're focused on that anymore. I think you're going to be focused on your own stuff, your own pentacle world, and what you can grow from whatever. You're going to learn something from whatever this is, from whatever burdens you kept carrying for other people. The King of Pentacles is here. And so I want to say that the Ace of Pentacles is the beginning to the King of Pentacles. And once we realize that there is hope, that there is a way to do it without carrying around everyone else's burdens, then I feel like you just have a seat and you decide to be patient and wait for it to grow. The King of Pentacles is where it grows too. So I feel like if you're the one who can get out of these burdens, now look, people are not going to like you if you decide that they're not allowed to come and put their shit on your stoop, right? Their bag of crap, they're dragging it to your stoop and saying, you know, talk about this chaos with me for a bit. And I feel like you've decided to turn your back on that and get more stable and grounded. And when you do, when you give this time to grow, when you're patient and you give it your attention and time to grow, you grow into the King of Pentacles, who is sturdy and stable and grounded. Somebody who is financially well because they're holding back, because they have discipline in money, discipline in the 3D world. And I feel like you were kind of people pleasing back there for a while. But when the Queen of Swords comes along, you're liberated. So it feels like you've decided to liberate yourself from carrying around other people's ideas, following what other people were trying to teach you. And now you're digging into all of this on your own with your own knowledge, I want to say. The Temperance is here to tell me that this is a moment of alchemy. It's a realization. It's when everything shifts into something that feels balanced and good and kind and healing. Tell me about the 10 of Wands, please, for Libra. So you might be carrying on your shoulders, for some of you, I feel like if you've had someone who knows someone who's passed away, I don't think this is someone that you know directly, but maybe you've got a friend who had a mother pass away, or a grandparent, or a child, or somebody I feel had a death in the family, but I don't think it was your family. And it feels like you allowed this person to be the center point of contact, or they made you the center point of contact. Or what I mean by that is maybe it was the daily phone call, or look, I'm not saying not to support your friends and family who have lost other people, but I'm saying that it became arduous. You became stuck. You became stuck in your own emotions. You were no longer living for you. You were living for other people. And I feel like being in all of this negative energy, it's okay to support your friends when they've lost something or when their life is changing. But I feel like it became this. You became stuck there. So I want to say that this transformation is yours. And it does feel like that when you decide that you are no longer taking on the burdens of others, which is you're ending the 10 of Wands, you're no longer going to be burdened by other people's stuff. I feel like there is wish fulfillment on the other side of that. And that is just being lighter. I feel like that maybe you're around some people who are living in negative energy. And I'm not saying not to support your friends who lose somebody. I'm saying that you cannot live there. Pop a tent. Pop a tent. Be there temporarily when they need you, but it can't be a constant inundation of negative energy. It can't be, or you're going to get stuck there. I feel like on the other side of the 4 of Cups is the 9 of Cups. It is your wish fulfillment. Tell me about the Queen of Swords, please, because it feels like you're liberating yourself, and the liberation of the self leads to a lot of stability for you. And I feel like before you didn't see it coming. So this is what happens, right? So let's just pick a situation here, and I'll just say maybe your habit is to gravitate to people who have chaos because you have no chaos in your life. And when you do that, you tend to get stuck in their chaos. I feel like you are liberating yourself from that, giving them, friendship from a distance, but maybe you are keeping them at arm's length here. We have the 5 of Wands, which is indecision. It was a hard decision for you to make, but now instead of getting involved in all of this toxic stuff that other people have going on in their lives, and I feel like in the past, before you realized you were immersed in it, you were immersed in it. But I feel like now you see it coming with the Queen of Swords here, liberating yourself and saying, oh, I see those burdens. I got to keep my distance for a bit. We do have the 5 of Swords. And to me, the 5 of Swords and the 2 5s is quick change for me. So it feels like you stop battling the self. You stop battling other people. It feels like you no longer want to be involved in the conflict and the disagreement and the battles and the personal differences that have nothing to do with you. that have nothing to do with you. So I feel like this is quick change here. And the quick change brings in this Queen of Swords energy here. Yep. You've decided that you're going to deal with it in a loving, deep, kind, compassionate way, but you're going to be stoic on the surface. You are not going to be dragged into this chaotic stuff anymore. I don't care if we're talking about friends or family or loved ones or a love relationship. Take it as it resonates. It feels like you are no longer going to be dragged into this. You are now in control of your feelings. Who is the King of Cups? It is Scorpio energy, right? Scorpio is never going to really bring it to the surface. They're going to keep it all underneath. And I feel like you're going to offer kindness, because Scorpio is deeply kind and aware and lovely and beautiful energy when it's healed, right? And I feel like this is you. I feel like you are in the King of Cups energy, feminine or masculine, right? Same with the Queen, feminine or masculine, that you are now no longer going to allow them to excite you on the surface. You're going to give them solid kind of love, but you're no longer going to let yourself be trapped in the Four of Cups. And this is the knowledge that you've come about, that you are someone who is a leader. The King of Pentacles is that, but you need to lead with solid boundaries. You need to lead with solid, grounded, and dependable energy. You can no longer get yourself stuck in this place of 10 of Wands with them, because it becomes burdensome. I think that's changing or ending, though. Tell me about Temperance. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Three of Swords. Yeah, I feel like what you're doing is you're kind of trying to look at it from the other person's point of view, and you want to give them some reciprocity, but you also want to be able to give reciprocity to other people, however small it might be. You can't give your time and energy to everybody that way, but it feels like with the Three of Swords here that it is a bit of heartbreaking or disappointing energy. You realize your boundaries, but I feel like the moment of alchemy is here with the Hanged Man and the Three of Swords. It's like I have to look at it from the other point of view. I cannot always get stuck in everyone else's stuff, and I am going to give them reciprocity, especially when they're in peril or they have something bad going on. But I need to choose to back away, look at it from a distance, look at their situation, and use my intuition in order to be able to give them as much or as little reciprocity as I can until they figure out their own stuff. You need to stop trying to save everybody. You need to be honest about what your wish fulfillment is. Look, I'm looking for new love. I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. I'm trying to be hopeful here. I feel like being in everyone else's business or that allowing them to drag you in is really blocking your wish fulfillment. I think you need to be more honest, concise, very factual, and very honest, and deal with it in a head over heart manner. And there are going to be times when you're going to deal with it in a heart over head manner. But I feel like mostly your wish fulfillment is this. It feels like you need to carry on and do your own thing. You need to find a new love, or you need to go on and find surprises in life. You need to stop worrying here. And it is because you've gotten some sort of wisdom that's taken a very long time. It's time for you to find your wish fulfillment here. It's time for you to find a person that is yours. But as long as you allow all these other people to pull you off track forever and a day, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. I feel like you need to end getting into people's business or being dragged in to people's business. All right. Scorpio, this is you. Let's look at Scorpio. Sneak peek for this week. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Scorpio, this is your sneak peek for this week, but whether you find it today or a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. Tell me what's coming up this week. Sneak peek for this week for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Page of Swords, which has been coming up in this position over the last couple of reads here. And then we have the Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups. I want to say that you're about to figure out some information about the Queen of Wands, who is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo energy. You're about to... Some information is coming to you about the Queen of Wands. The Four of Cups. I want to say that you are not accepting any cups. You're not accepting any Ace of Cups right now. That maybe you're just kind of playing the field. that you're not interested in being in a committed relationship. The Three of Cups is here. So you're more interested in being social, going out and having fun. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that it's time for you to kind of just do your thing, do things for you, do things that you want to do. Because I think that you've kind of been in some sort of bored energy, I want to say. There is some information here. It's a realization or information that's coming to you either from the Queen of Wands or about the Queen of Wands. What's going on here? Tell me more about this for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Tell me more about Scorpio. Oh, communication possibly. Communication after waiting a really long time. Maybe you've been single a really long time because you've been very focused on your own growth, on your own pentacle growth. I feel that you now have a plan in place to follow some sort of path that you've decided on. And I think that that path or that growth or whatever growth you're experiencing right now is something that you need to do by yourself. It's not necessarily something that should include anyone else. It feels like you're just not ready to date. You're not ready to accept any cups. And the Four of Cups, it can be a place of redundancy, but only if you hang around too long. I would say pop a tent there, but maybe don't build a house there in the Four of Cups. But it does feel like it's been a long time since you've actually had a relationship. But I think that's out of choice. It's not because you're not a worthy opponent, right? It's because of choice. Now, it feels like there is some communication coming. There is something that, and I don't know if it's coming from the Queen of Wands, but it is information that is coming to you about the Queen of Wands. So whether it comes to you from that person or about that person, it feels like it gives you some sort of revelation, or that somebody has communication or wants to talk to you about a certain person here. Tell me more about this. We have the Seven of Wands. It's somebody that you've been keeping at bay or keeping at arm's length. I want to say that there is a messenger coming to give you information that gives you some sort of, now I get it. But I feel like it's somebody, I feel like it's the Queen of Wands that you haven't spoken with in a really long time. It's been silent. Nobody's been moving. Nobody's been talking. We haven't been saying anything to each other. And the Seven of Wands tells me it's because you've got some really tight boundaries in place here. Tell me about this information. It feels like you're having a moment of clarity about the Queen of Wands. Tell me what this clarity is about the Queen of Wands. Somebody's bringing you information, or you're realizing something, that whatever you've been seeing about this person is not exactly what's going on, that your perception of the situation is off. Things are not as they seem. I feel like you're going to get clarity, or someone's bringing you some news about the Queen of Wands. Now, I don't know who this person is to you. It could be a love interest, could be platonic. It could be a brother, a sister, a best friend, but it could also be a love interest. Take it as it resonates for you. We do have the moon energy, which is Pisces and Cancer energy. So it's almost as if it's something you're like, oh, that makes sense, but you couldn't see it. We do have the World card. Okay, so maybe with this World card energy here, yeah, there it is. So it feels like what you didn't know is that the Queen of Wands is done with something. It feels like with the Ten of Cups in the reverse that it's no longer happy where they are. It feels like maybe a family is breaking down, or the Ten of Cups is this person is no longer paired off with somebody. This person is no longer happy in their current situation. And what you didn't know, what didn't occur to you as you were looking at it on the surface from a distance, is that the World card is here. That the Queen of Wands feels as though the breakdown of a relationship, or no longer being happy, or feeling like they can't be happy in a certain situation, is an achievement or a milestone. The Queen of Wands finally saw the situation for what it was and decided to remove themselves. I don't think this is something that you realize, that maybe you thought that the Queen of Wands was still connected to either a live-in situation, a marriage situation, maybe was in a relationship. Tell me about the Queen of Wands, please. It could be someone who has fire in the chart. It doesn't have to be someone who is a sun sign. It could be someone who is just a fire in the chart, but And this is Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy here. Ah, that's why you're interested in knowing this information, because this person to you is someone you're deeply connected to, someone you always thought was your person. And I think that the news comes to you that this person is no longer in a relationship with anyone, that they're actually the magician. The Queen of Wands has decided to follow their own path. This person is independent, an individual. Maybe they have a business. This is the entrepreneur that runs at the fire, whatever's passionate in their heart. So I feel like this person, what you're seeing now is a glow up, that you're very attracted to this person. They have if they're not physically attractive, they have attractive energy. I think what you like about them, Scorpio, is they have tenacity. That the Queen of Wands, feminine or masculine, is somebody who does their own thing. They don't care what anyone else thinks. And I feel that that makes you even more connected to them, because I feel like you're the same way. You don't give a fuck what people think about you, right? You're just going to do your shit and you're going to do it for you. So the magician here, I feel like somebody here has found their power, or realizes their worth, or maybe you didn't see their worth before. Maybe they didn't see their own worth until they became the Queen of Wands. We have, pardon me, the Two of Swords. So I feel like you two are not speaking, that there is a block here. I want to say that you didn't see the situation for what it was. And now maybe you're kind of lamenting about that a little bit, that, oh, now I get it. Now I get why those cryptic posts were coming out on Facebook. Now I understand what's going on. So I want to say that this person, this queen, has been in growth, and so have you. The Seven of Pentacles is waiting, yes, but it's also putting a lot of hard work in, like more work than you thought it was worth. And like it's really hard work to get things to grow here. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. We've got the King of Swords, we've got the Three of Wands, and we've got the Four of Swords. So I feel like the reason that there hasn't been any conversation is it feels like you've been healing and they've been healing. And it feels like you've been growing. In your own rights, you've been growing separately. The King of Swords tells me that possibly you've been thinking about them a lot lately while you've been healing. The Four of Swords is here. 4 and 1 is 5. The last time you had a conversation with them, it could have been a little bit harsh. It could have been, a little bit of conflict or disagreement maybe. It could have been maybe egos clashed and we couldn't decide on, you coming to my side or me coming to your side. It feels like it's been a long while since you've seen this person, but it feels like you're about to possibly decide that it's time to go see them, because I see this Three of Wands, and although I feel like you were waiting for them to communicate with you, we can see this one wand that's nearly burnt out, and with that gone, there's only 2 wands left. And so it feels like you've been thinking about it. You've been going over the facts and over the details in a head over heart sort of energy while you've been healing and growing and working really hard, putting the hard work in on your growth. And it feels like you've been waiting to the time when you were the King of Swords, so you could say things in a very diplomatic but very honest and truthful and transparent kind of way. And in order to do that, you must heal first from this energy of disagreement and battles and arguments and ego. So it feels like you're ready to kind of catch the wave, to maybe go make a decision to move forward here, to speak with the Queen of Wands possibly. Yeah, I feel like you have feelings here, but you've been keeping this person at arm's length. And I think it is until this information comes in that you have decided that you, with these boundaries here, that you've been keeping hard boundaries on this person. I feel like that your boundaries will stay in place, because I feel like with the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, you've grown these boundaries in the place where they need to be. But you still are thinking about this person. You're thinking about this person. I feel the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Swords is here, and we do have a soulmate couple here. It feels like we are connected in a way that we're not connected to anyone else. The Page of Pentacles tells me that even though this person's at arm's length, or you have the boundaries, that you're willing to maybe try. Maybe, can we go out for a coffee? Can I buy you something small? Can we start something small? And you're going to want to give this person an opportunity. I feel like you need some clarity on the sadness sadness that has come from you two no longer speaking with each other. And I don't know how you became to this place where you didn't speak with each other, but it looks like you want to liberate the situation here. You want to liberate yourself from the situation and speak to this person. And I feel like whatever way you choose to deliver the message, it's going to be delivered back in the same way, because we have two people that are in swords here. They are two people who speak, people looking on the outside, looking in of the King and the Queen of Swords might say, whew, that was really tough to listen to, or maybe that was low blow, but it's not that way to these two. These two speak in very honest and factual terms. Yeah, we're going to keep the energy, the love energy out of it. So I feel like you do want to contact this person, and I feel like it's because you are thinking of moving forward after your healing. You want to heal this bad conversation that happened back there, and maybe that was what put you two at odds, but it feels like you did move away, but you're thinking about maybe moving back, maybe deciding that now that you've gone to the calm from the chaos, that maybe it's time, after having a long conversation, maybe it's the moment of alchemy here for this to happen, for the Two of Cups to be here. The sun says so, that the Two of Cups is here and it is on fire. You can see everything. It's time to be very clear. You've had some sort of a breakthrough, Scorpio, that you do want to be honest with someone about how you feel about them, platonic or romantic. Take it as it resonates. All right, Sagittarius. I just did Scorpio. Sagittarius, how are you? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Thank you for being here, my Saggy crew. I am the Sag Rising. And let's take a look here. This is your sneak peek for this week. And whether you find this today or a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. So, Sagittarius, what's coming up for you in the next 7 days? The sneak peek for this week for Sagittarius, please. We do have the Six of Cups in the reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles. What else do we have for Sag? We have the Page of Wands. Interesting. Sag, it feels like you get a message this week and it turns everything inside out or upside down. There is somebody who you haven't heard from in a long time. The Six of Cups in the reverse, to me, as a reader, feels like, do we even know if we're friends anymore? Like, we have nostalgia, and it's still nostalgia. The Six of Cups is in the reverse. It's still memories from the past, but it almost feels like, do we even have a connection anymore? I want to say that you're looking at it differently, that you're looking at it in the Queen of Pentacles energy here, Sag, that you're looking at it as you're no longer like running at it with fire and saying, oh, bring me into your life. I want to be in your life. Now you're kind of holding back and saying, are you good for my life? Because I feel like you've become very stable and grounded and sturdy. Your money's on point. Your pentacle life is good. I feel like you have no drama is what I want to say. And this can be a little bit of drama. I feel like you let go of this soulmate connection, that you let go of it. And you decided that maybe you didn't know this person as well as you thought you did. Even though you have a lot of history together, it feels like you didn't know this person as well as you thought you did. Now, the Page of Wands is exciting energy. It is impulsive or impromptu energy. It's like somebody who didn't really plan it out, but it feels like there is some sort of communication that may come to some of you this week. It is a general reading. It's not going to be all of you, but I feel like it's going to rock your foundation here, this very solid foundation that you've built in spite of no longer speaking to this person or feeling like you never really knew them. I feel like this energy that's coming at you is an energy of fire. We've got the World card. And so I want to say that after not hearing from this person for a while, that you, Six of Cups in the reverse, decided, you know what, this person just left me for dead on the side of the road. I probably never knew them. I probably didn't really know who they were deep down, that we have a history. We've known each other for a long time, but you're coming to terms with the fact that maybe I didn't know them at all. And I'm just going to leave it in the past. I'm just going to chalk it up to information that I can use in my life to navigate through the next situation like this. The World card is things coming full circle. It is, the karmic balance that you finally get from closing a chapter. The only time we see the World card, my friends, is when we decide we're no longer repeating a cycle. This is the closing the door on the cycle or the chapter. So I want to say that in the past, maybe you're the one that ran at everybody and said, pick me. And now you're the queen who's holding back, going slow and saying, are you good for me? What are you bringing to add to my life? Because I have everything I need, including stability and sturdiness. So it feels like with the World card here that you have closed a chapter, and that's why you grew. You closed the chapter with maybe Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. And I feel like you just decided, maybe I just didn't really ever know this person. But it feels like there is some sort of exciting communication, possibly flirty, exciting communication that's coming in here. Tell me about the Page of Wands, please. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. So somebody who is single and who has also been growing on their own, Sag. They have everything that they need in their pentacle world. And I just want to say that this person, they are single in the Nine of Pentacles. They've grown something from the bottom up, just like you. They are someone who is confident, sturdy, dependable, grounded, just like you. Doesn't mean you're the same sign. It doesn't mean you're both have any earth in the chart. Maybe this person does have earth. Take it as it resonates. But it feels like this Nine of Pentacles is coming to get the one. Now this person is going to add to your life. Since they see you as someone who has one pentacle and they are 9, I feel like this person here is coming in to say, look, I'm ready. I'm ready now. I have everything that I need. My pentacle world is stable and sturdy. It feels like somebody's been growing or planning behind the scenes and now they're ready to speak with you. And it feels like they weren't before. It feels like we kind of had to leave it at the Six of Cups in the reverse and you kind of just let it go, close the door and thought, I'm never doing that again. I'm never allowing someone to talk me into anything. It's a realization here that you no longer have to worry. The Nine of Swords is here. You stopped worrying about them because you had a realization that if I just close the door, then they can just do their own thing. I can allow them to be who they are. And I don't have to worry about that. The Page of Wands tells me with the Queen that there might be an age difference here. It might be significant, 10 years or more possibly. We do have the Eight of Pentacles. So yes, it does feel like you both have worked on yourselves. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting the hard work in. I want to say with the Eight of Pentacles that this could also be someone that you worked with in the pentacle world. When the Eight of Pentacles shows up, it does indicate that for me. It could be you worked in an office with this person or in the pentacle world with this person, but it feels like you two dispersed from there. You no longer both work for that company, or maybe one of you left, but I feel like this person who you know already in the pentacle world, the one that you gave up, the one that you closed the chapter with, is the one who is going to be communicating. Tell me about the Page of Wands. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Why? Because it's time, and nobody sidesteps the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is here saying this person has changed. This person is coming in as flirty, fun, young, vivacious. They're going to be silly and fun with you. This person, I feel, is calling you in an impromptu moment. You might find that they're like calling from their car, or maybe they're on a walk, or that they've been doing something that is kind of meditative and they're thinking about you. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that this is a huge change and that it's about damn time. Yeah. I just heard Lizzo. It's about damn time. It's about damn time. And I think that's what you're thinking about. But the Wheel of Fortune here is telling me that it is divine timing. This is a fated moment or a fated communication that's coming in. Some of you might ignore it and some of you might not. I think the ones that are not ignoring it are going to realize that this person has really changed and has grown. They're now very stable and confident. They're coming in with this confidence of wanting to pursue. That's what it feels like here. We've got the Ten of Cups. There is love on this person's mind. They're going to make. The thing is this, is I feel like they're coming in as the Page of Wands, and you're like, oh, here they are coming back looking sexy or handsome or beautiful or whatever it is, you know. The Page of Wands is somebody who doesn't plan anything, very spontaneous. And this person, I think has changed. Their whole mindset has changed. In fact, since they become the Nine of Pentacles, their whole mindset has changed. And I feel like their whole point of coming in is to throw you off with the Page of Wands, but they actually are after the Ten of Cups. They're looking for someone who is going to share in this apex of happiness, the ultimate happiness here, possibly in a relationship. There it is, Two of Cups. What you don't see is that this person has changed drastically. They could be a Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. They don't have to be. But this person has made changes, and I feel like you haven't seen them in years. We got all these pentacles here, and the Wheel of Fortune is slow, methodical changes. It doesn't change overnight. And I feel like this person has gone through a series of changes, which has changed their mind or their pentacle world. Now they have everything they need in the pentacle world. They're wondering if you still want to invest with your single pentacle, the pentacle that is in the Queen's hands. I feel like they are now more like you than they've ever been. We've got the Two of Cups. So what they're hiding from you is they are looking for a love investment. You think that they're looking for a business investment, or that they're just coming by to say, hey, look how much I've grown. Look how much I've changed. Tell me about this Eight of Pentacles, please. There it is. We have the World card. Sorry, we have the Fool, not the World. The World's up here. We have the Fool, the Six of Swords, and the Emperor. So I feel like you two took your leaps of faith out of whatever business it was that you were working in together. I feel like you had a job, maybe that you were working in the same place. That's not for all of you. For others of you, it's just that somebody's finally decided to put the work in on themselves, because this is self-mastery. So the Fool tells me that you two took your leaps and you went somewhere different. You disconnected from each other. We went from the chaos to the calm. The workplace could have been the chaos, but in doing that, the Emperor showed up. This person is coming in as the Page of Wands, but they don't want you to know that they're the Emperor until they get to you face to face. This person never comes in. This person doesn't come in if they're not going to win, unless they're really completely, absolutely sure that they are going to win. The Emperor doesn't have this energy to waste. The Emperor is not taking risks with the Empire. He's got too many people, right? Looking after all the kingdoms, and got to keep the whole empire moving. The Emperor does not have the choice of not being stable, not being solid, not being the authority. They don't have that choice now because they carry so much. I feel like this person has built themselves to a place that they are now ready for you, and I don't think that they were ready before. And some of you are like, oh yeah, well, they weren't ready before, I'm not second choice. But the truth of the matter is sometimes we need to part from people in order to grow, because we are hampering each other's growth. Right? We're jumping in on someone else's karma, or they're jumping in on yours. And the truth is, if we don't learn our karma, we don't learn a damn thing. And so I feel like you two had to be apart in order to come back together, because things fall apart in order for them to fall back together again. It's been a long while, but this person is looking for happiness. And I feel like they can't stop thinking about it. It's an obsessive thought about you. And I feel like this person's coming in to try this again. They want to come in with the leap of faith. They're going to talk to you about why things were disconnected, why we disconnected with each other. I feel like you think that you never knew this person. This person is coming in to communicate with you about why the ending happened. They want to get balance. It's a moment of alchemy, my friend. So this person could be Capricorn. They could be an Aries, possibly. It could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Yep, that's it. All right. And on to Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, this is you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn this week. Capricorn, this is your sneak peek for this week, but whether you get it today or a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. Tell me about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What is coming up for the sneak peek for this week for Capricorn? Sneak peek for this week for Capricorn. We do have the Five of Swords. I want to say that there was probably an argument here, that there was an argument with someone that caused silence. I feel like there is conflict. Yeah, there was a conflict of interest, and I don't mean a conflict of interest, I mean that you had no interest in believing what they believed, and they had no interest in believing what you believed. It feels like two people came together in some sort of egoic poop soup here, and it ended up in isolation and alienation, that we threw our swords down and walked away. We have the Five of Swords, and then the Ace of Swords ensues, and somebody gets clarity and decides, you know what, this is too chaotic for me, I need to break away and go to the calm. In doing that, and what they learned from this argument or fight or going off on their own, made them the Nine of Pentacles here. I feel like somebody decided to grow from the bottom up. They went from the Ace to the Nine, and this person is now, whether this is you or somebody else, this person is now someone who is confident, stable financially. Things are going really good in your life, Capricorn, and I feel like now you're reflecting on this hard conversation here, and you're maybe getting clarity on it. Maybe now that you're thinking clearer, because when you're not in the Nine of Pentacles, you're kind of living in a little bit of energy where you, could be a little bit of insecurity, not only in your finances, your 3D, or your home, or where you live, or whatever it is. Not only that, but it feels like you've had some realization now that now the dust has cleared, and you have some confidence, and things are stable for you, very sturdy. I feel like you have a chance to reflect on this conversation, and I feel like you're trying to understand it or get some clarity maybe from the other person's side. We do have the Mother of Cups. So this person could be someone who is feels like a mother to you, or maybe an older sister or a grandmother. This is the matriarchal energy. But this person, I feel, is someone who is very compassionate and kind with you. It's a realization that you're having, or some sort of clarity, that the Mother of Cups only wanted to be compassionate and kind and loving, and it ended up being in some sort of argument or fight about it. I feel like you were feeling defensive, and you weren't willing to sort of figure things out from the same point of view as the Queen was in the past. We've got the Daughter of Wands, who is the Page, and so I feel like you want to communicate with this person. We do have the Eight of Cups, and we do have the Ten of Pentacles. So I want to say that that I feel like you want to talk to this person, that you now have a clearer understanding, or you do understand about why they acted the way that they did. And maybe you were feeling defensive at the time that they said the things that they said to you, but I feel like they did it out of compassion and love. They were trying to teach you a lesson that you couldn't see, because you know what? We can't learn a lesson until we understand it. And now I think that you have an understanding of what this person, how much they loved you, and the way that they were trying to speak with you was in a compassionate way, but maybe it came off as very detached, or maybe it came off as very emotionless, that this person could have been giving you the straight goods, right? This person is someone who has a lot of love for you. So whether they are someone who is platonically maybe related to you, or a best friend or a lover, take it as it is, but this person gave you some harsh words, and I feel like now that you see it with the Ace of Swords energy and not the Five of Swords, it feels like now you understand why they were trying to give you this energy in a very detached way, because they wanted you to grow. They wanted the best for you. The Ten of Pentacles is here. They wanted the best for you. I feel like you want to reach out to this person now that you understand the lesson, because you've become the Nine of Pentacles, right? So it's the closest to the 10. And I want to say that you now understand why this person was not allowing you to overtake them. And so you wanted them to play into the bullshit. Maybe you were in a hard place, because the Five of Swords is a hard place to be, where you were in misunderstanding or not understanding. And I feel like you wanted that person to play into that, and they wouldn't. And I think that pissed you off just a little. But now you have a realization here of what was going on. Because you've grown, we have the Eight Pentacles. You've put the hard work in on yourself. And I think this is what you want to tell this person, that you get it, that you're putting in the hard work on yourself. Now, a whole bunch of cards fell, so I picked them up intuitively, but there was a Six of Cups on the top. So this person is someone you have history with, or nostalgia. So they could be someone that you've known for a really long time. We do have the Death card here. you've had a transformation because you've now chosen to go over the details of you, right? The Eight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. And Virgo can appear as being highly critical of other people because they are so highly critical of the self. So either you learned this stuff from a Virgo, or you are someone who is finally looking at you, realizing it wasn't their fault, it wasn't because of that situation, it wasn't this person. You realize that now that you had to look within in order to get this transformation. But I feel like you have transformed, and who you were back here when you decided to disconnect from this person, or they disconnected from you, you are no longer that person anymore. And then we have the Five of Wands. So to me, when we have two fives in a reading, to me it's quick change. So I want to say that quickly after this person disconnected from you emotionally, you had this revelation or this realization. The Five of Wands is about the internal struggle. It's about beating yourself up. It feels like you were in this place of feeling like you were being blamed, or maybe someone put you in competition in a love situation and you were dealing with that and couldn't deal with this person's honesty at the time here. We do have the Devil energy. You may have been in a toxic relationship, or maybe you were battling some sort of toxicity, or maybe you were addicted to something or someone. And I feel like with the Nine of Wands showing up here, that you were the wounded warrior. So I want to say that it was easy for the toxicity to take over at the time because you were already feeling in lack, feeling behind the fear wall, that you couldn't figure it out yourself, that you kept getting hurt over and over and over again. But then this transformation here and working on the self brought strength. So tell me about the communication with the Mother of Cups, or the Queen of Cups. I feel like you thought this person would communicate with you, that they would feel inspired enough to step forward and try and break into your Four of Cups energy, the place where you were sort of in this redundant, emotional, trying to figure it out kind of energy. I think that you thought with the Three of Wands, the ships coming in, was that the Father of Wands, who is the Page, who is the King of Wands, you thought this person was gonna, because they are the Queen of Cups already, you thought that this person, their compassion was gonna have them feel inspired to step forward and pull you out of the Four of Cups. But the Queen of Cups knows better. She knows, because she's learned the lesson that you have to become responsible for your own feelings. You cannot be someone who is just crashing into other people in this Devil energy here. So why did this person pull away then? Because they're healed. This Queen of Cups pulled away from you because they're in charge of their own life. This person is bossed up. They are the Emperor. They carry the empire. So maybe they're building an empire, which means they could be a business owner, someone who had a lot of things on their plate. We do have the Seven of Cups here, and they were very overwhelmed by everything they had going on in their life, and they couldn't deal with you. They couldn't deal with you and the things that were going on, the things that you were going through, because it feels like the best time to grow is when we're alone, when nobody else is telling us what to do, where to step, how to do it. And I feel that this person already being healed knew that as the Emperor. This person could be feminine or masculine, take it as it resonates, but this person is in charge of their own life. They are the Ten of Pentacles, and they knew they had to disconnect from you emotionally in order for you to figure out what's going on. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. In order for you to be able to know where to throw your seeds of intention and grow and nurture the self, they knew they had to step back. I feel like this is the person that you want to communicate with, because I feel like they are your friend. And I feel like now you feel with the 7 and the 3 that this can be a 10 pentacle friendship now, that you're no longer dependent on them, that you are getting justice here, and you don't even know if they want to talk to you anymore. It feels like you're connecting with someone or trying to make connection with someone who you are wondering even loves you anymore. So this could be a love relationship, or it could be a friendship relationship. Take it as it resonates. We have the Daughter of Cups. I think you want to tell this person thank you, or sorry, or that you have affection for the way that they handled the situation. All right. Aquarius, this is you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius, please. This is your sneak peek for this week, whether you get this today or a year from now. It's always going to be for the next 7 days, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius, please. What's coming up this week for Aquarius? Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Judgment card and the Knight of Wands. It feels like with the Judgment card that you've been hoping, Aquarius, that someone is going to reappear. The Judgment card tells me that you're hoping that whatever ended is going to resurrect itself. That you've been holding really tightly onto hope that it's going to work out. It feels like there is a physical attraction here, I want to say, with the Knight of Wands. They're very desirable, beautiful, handsome. They start a fire within you that is a chemical reaction, I want to say. Like there's so much chemistry between you and them that it feels like it's been hard to let them go. That you can't let go of this energy. Even though it was really unstable, this person didn't give you any stability, didn't want us to settle down with you, but it still feels like you have this block that you can't let them go. We have Virgo and Pisces energy here. Tell me more, please, about Aquarius. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. And we have the Star. The thing is, I want to say it really doesn't feel like they've learned anything. I feel like you're holding on to hope because of a physical or because of a passionate connection. It's like that's the part you can't get out of your head. You're very attracted to them physically. They make you feel the most desirable that anyone has made you feel desired. It's like maybe they pursued you, or you're used to being the one who does the pursuing, but this person pursued you. And so it made you feel a way that maybe somebody really desired you. And I think you're holding on to that. But it feels like all it really gave you was sadness. We have the Five of Cups here. And although I feel like you fell in love with them, that they didn't want to settle down. They weren't interested in falling in love with you. They were interested in Three Cups. I feel like you are very focused on what you've lost. And I don't think, be honest with you, I don't think you are, I feel like I don't think that you were in love with who they are on the inside, because the Knight of Wands is in and out of your life, and they're not going to give you a whole lot of information about them except whatever's on the surface. Whatever you assume, whatever you see, they're not letting you in. They're not letting you in deep because they have no interest in settling down with you. But I feel like you fell really fast. You probably fell in love with them. This could be feminine or masculine energy. You fell in love with them, and you still have hope that this person is going to come back. This is Aquarius energy with the Page of Swords. And so it feels like you're with this is the student. It feels like you're like, if I just learn about the situation more, maybe this person will come back. It feels like you're maybe searching them out on the internet. Maybe you're watching them, following them, seeing what they're doing. Whether that's online or in the neighborhood, or I don't know how you're figuring it out, but it does feel like you're watching them or some information. You're holding on to them by watching them. And I feel like you still have hope that they're going to come back. But I just want to remind you that they've given you nothing but the Five of Cups. They've given you a lot of instability, maybe a lot of great passion, right? Great physical connection, but they haven't given you anything emotional. This person is not into giving you something emotional. You're still holding on to the hope that this person is going to come back and give you something emotional. Tell me about the Knight of Wands, please. And the Five of Cups. I feel like you have this regret or sadness that this person hasn't shown up again, but really they haven't changed. This person is still thinking in a really young way. In your eyes, this was a 10 Pentacle relationship. In their eyes, this was a physical connection. We do have the Moon energy. Yeah, it's not what it seemed, sweetheart. I feel like you wanted to make it into something that it wasn't. This person was in it for the goods. You were in it for the love. I feel like what really is what it wasn't is the 10 Pentacles. It isn't as it seemed. I feel like you thought that this person actually wanted a long-term relationship, but that's not what it was. I feel like that's how you saw it. That's what you wanted. So that's the label you pulled off and stuck on their forehead. That's my person. And it wasn't that way. This person was in it for the goods. I feel like there is a new beginning coming here, or a clean slate, I want to say. That, tell me about this, the Fool, please. Yeah, it's a realization that they're leaving you out on the outside looking in, and look, they don't care. I hate to say that to you, but they don't care. They just, it's a realization that you need to keep going. You need to start again. Because this person was just in it for the toxic things that they could get out of you. I feel like this person is probably the person who is like the serial dater, the one who's hitting it and quitting it. This person is maybe addicted to sex. They might have an issue with that. There might be an addiction here. And it feels like they just didn't care if they left you on the side of the road like a rag or not. And I'm sorry to say it that way. But it's a realization that you have, that you need to begin again, because this person really didn't care with what was going on. And I feel like you're still hoping, holding on to hope that they'll come back and you can have a conversation with them, because you are doing really well in your life, but you're still in battle on the inside, and you're still trying to juggle thoughts of them. You're still battling yourself on the inside with the 5 of Wands, wondering if there's competition for their love. Look, they were here for one thing. Tell me what you're supposed to do next. The star is here. That's your energy. You're supposed to have hope. What are you supposed to do next, Aquarius? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune's coming to save you. Look, there is something that is really beautiful coming. Look at that. There is an investment in love coming. There is something brand new. The Ace of Pentacles changes your life. This is a brand new beginning in love. And the Wheel of Fortune is here saying that it's time. It is divine timing. And this change had to take place. This person, please don't wish them back. They came in and they crashed your life. They used you for one thing, and then they didn't care that they just threw you aside. This is an issue with them. This is an issue this person has, and they keep doing it over and over and over again, not just to you, but for all the other people that they were sleeping with when they were sleeping with you. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune. Things have changed. There is fated change and divine timing here. It's very abundant change that's coming for you. That's what happens next. Once you decide to stop holding on to the hope that this person's going to come back, the Wheel of Fortune is going to come in and give you something really beautiful. I feel like what you want is for this person to come back so you can speak with them again, but they're just going to cause hardship. The 9 of Wands is here. You need to drop this. You need to drop this. You don't want this person to come back, because you will be easily sucked in. This person is your kryptonite, right? This person is someone who can easily pull you back in. They may not be the knight anymore. They may be the king, but I don't think they've changed much. I feel that they're still really immature in the way that they look at relationships. And I feel like all it is going to do is going to hurt you one more time. It's time for you to drop this. You need to drop this. And it feels like when you finally let go here, when you let go of this burden, it feels like something really beautiful comes for you here, Aquarius. You need to stop hoping and wishing they're coming back. Now, I'm not saying that you're sitting there saying, oh, I wish they would come back. But listen, even if you're smack talking them in your head, you're thinking about them. The universe doesn't know if you're talking badly about them or good about them. So stop thinking about them. When the thought arrives, say, thank you. Thank you for that thought, but I don't need this memory anymore. You can now leave. Invite it in. Don't push it away. Invite it in, and then allow it to do what it will. Allow it to invite it in and sit it in the corner. Have a seat there. I'll deal with you in a minute. So you don't have to think about it. And eventually you'll just have longer and longer periods of time between thinking about holding on to them and not thinking about holding on to them, until you finally just let them go. All right, Pisces, my happy birthday babies. How are you? Thank you for clicking here. This is your sneak peek for this week. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Pisces, please. Whether you find this today or in a year from now, it's always going to be for the next 7 days. Tell me about the sneak peek for this week for Pisces. What's coming up for Pisces, please? We have the Judgment card in the reverse. Ooh, Pisces. I want to say somebody misjudged you, my friend. They could not see things for what they really were. The moon energy is here. It caused burdens for you. This person misjudged you. They wrongly judged you. I think you were ready with the Ace of Wands. I think you wanted to have something brand new with them. But I feel like they misjudged you. I want to say that in the future, I see you as being very stable, being in a stable, happy, exciting relationship, that you make the decision to do this. We have, two people here, and there are 2 wands up front, and then there's 2 more wands. The 2 wands and 2 wands to me is like 11-11, so it feels like you find a really deep connection, or for some of you, you still feel really deeply connected to this person. But things weren't as they seemed. I feel like this person maybe judged you wrongly. They couldn't see you for who you were. Tell me about Pisces, please. We do have the 4 of Swords in the reverse. To me, that there is little to no communication, but somebody is thinking about reconnecting. We have Virgo and Pisces energy here, by the way. Somebody is thinking about reconnecting with you, or you wanting to reconnect with them. It's thoughts, though. Somebody is thinking about it. We have the 6 of Swords. Interesting. 6 and 4 is 10. There was definitely a betrayal here. There was a sadness or silence that ensued. Somebody disconnected from you. They couldn't see your worth. They judged you wrongly, and then they just disconnected from you and just left you. It feels like since then you've moved to a calmer place. So I think this person did more of a benefit for you than a hardship, but I feel like you healed about it for a really long time. I think that you thought they were going to pick you. You thought that they were going to communicate with you. I'm just looking at this 9 of Wands, which is different than any other depiction I've seen, which is somebody who was ready with the Ace of Wands. You were ready to begin something new, passionate, exciting. And the 8 Wands in the background tells me you thought that they would probably communicate with you after a point in time, Pisces, but they never did. And I feel like somebody who you were not speaking with is thinking about connecting with you again. I think they want to talk about this ending here. 6 and 4 is 10 swords, right? They want to talk about this ending here. We do have the Temperance card, and we do have the Emperor. So it does feel like the Emperor wants to heal the situation, but is waiting for the moment of alchemy before they come forward or before they speak with you. It does feel like they've been thinking about you, thinking about the ending and how they disconnected and how they had judged you wrongly. I think that for the longest time, this Emperor did not want the resolution here, just broke away and left. I feel like this Judgment in the reverse is telling me that although you wanted the reconciliation, they did not. Tell me about the Judgment card, please. But now they're thinking about it. They're thinking about how they were really wrong about you. They have spent a lot of time in hermit mode, getting wisdom, finding their light. I want to say that this person was not awake. They were probably dead asleep. You cannot be dead asleep when you're the Emperor, because you do get specific energies from the universe that give you the balance. You learn the lessons of the King of Cups. You learn about love. You learn about the depth of love. It feels like this person was in hermit mode for probably a while, maybe 9 months possibly. That's card number 9. But it feels like here that somebody has learned a lesson or has become far more full of wisdom. And I think this is the Emperor, I want to say. We do have the Queen of Cups. This person now sees your worth. Look, they misjudged you. This person now sees your worth because they have the wisdom of the Emperor, and they are someone who now sees you as a beautiful mother or father, or someone who's quite compassionate, lovely, who seeks out love, who seeks out good, who's always willing to give to other people of their energy, their time, their psychic energy. Through this wisdom, they've realized that you are the Queen of Cups, that all you wanted to do was add to their life. You just wanted to give them love. I feel like they stayed here stuck for a while, thinking about you, thinking about the situation, and they had time to look at it from a different point of view. I feel like for a long time, all they had was their own perception of the situation until they ended up stuck in this energy of the Hanged Man. And then they had to look at it from a different point of view. I feel like there's an understanding here that this person realizes that they didn't see your worth. It feels like somebody's had a realization. There's this star around her head, right? Somebody's had realization that they've been stuck here in this thought pattern for a while. They've gained perspective, right? Before it was perception. It was like my way or the highway, because that's who the Emperor is. But they now have perspective, and the perspective is someone else's. Like they look at it from another point of view other than their own. And so I feel like this Emperor is waiting for the moment of alchemy, waiting for this shift of energy to communicate with you. They're thinking about communicating with you, but I feel like they want to have some sort of a healing communication with you. I just heard Kelly Clarkson sing "Since You've Been Gone" in my head. Isn't that song about her since you've been gone, that she's able to sleep better, she's sleeping like across her bed, and I feel like that's what that song is about, that since you've been gone. I feel like you've healed since this person's been gone, and that you are disconnected from them, and I feel like you're headed to the Four of Wands here. Tell me about the Six of Swords. You decided to disconnect from this person. You just decided to let them be wrong about you, Pisces. You're like, fine, be wrong about me. Don't see my worth. I don't really care. Somebody else will, and if no one else does, I will see my own worth. We have Sagittarius energy here. We do have Aries energy. We have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Virgo, and Pisces in the Hanged Man. What has happened since you've been gone? First thing, we started out as friends. And then, ooh, since you've been gone. Yeah, there might be something there about this reading in that song for you. So I feel like you went off and started to find other romantic interests, but nobody is like the Emperor. That's the thing. I think that you've been looking for the Emperor in everybody else. And then we have the High Priestess. Because in your gut, I think that you're just connected to the Emperor, who is the King of Cups, by the way, who is actually quite psychic as well. I feel like there is some sort of energetic or psychic connection between you and the Emperor, and no matter who you date, no matter who you try and be romantic with, I feel like there is the Nine of Swords. You never stop thinking or worrying or feeling like you've been left behind by the Emperor. But you're holding back. You're not reaching out to the Emperor because I have a feeling that you are in the Empress energy. And the Emperor is the one who's going to have to step forward, being the masculine leaning energy. The Emperor is the conqueror, the stable one, the one who goes after what they want. The Emperor gets the ick when they are pursued by someone else, because the Emperor is the one who wants to be in the masculine leading energy. This Emperor does have feminine energy. We're not reading body parts here. We're reading energies, right? Feminine, masculine energies. But I feel like this Emperor is in their masculine energy, and they are waiting and listening for this moment of alchemy here before they come forward. So I'm going to say you hold back and let the Emperor do what they're going to do, and just carry on with your damn life doing what you're doing here. Yeah, there is going to be a new beginning here, and I feel like the Emperor is no longer is feeling overwhelmed, looking through rosy-colored glasses. I feel like the Seven of Cups in the reverse, like when it's in the upright, it's like I'm not really sure, I don't really know, there's a lot of options. When it's in the reverse to me, I pick you. That's what it feels like, I pick you. So why do they pick you? Because, well, first of all, Major Arcana, the Fool is here. They want to have a new beginning, or they want to see if they can start something new with you. But now they see your worth. They see that you are independent, an individual. You're beautiful or handsome, feminine or masculine. You're someone who is on your own, doing your own thing, possibly building your own empire. right? Building toward the the Empress energy. We do have 2 queens here, which tells me you're about halfway there. It feels like the lessons you have yet to learn are the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. We do have love on the bottom. Yeah, it's brand new love that's coming here. I do believe that this Emperor is on the way or thinking about being on the way. Tell me about the 4 of Swords. Yep, this person has nostalgia with you, and they've been lying to themselves. Yeah, they've been sort of embattled in themselves with the 5 of Wands. This is the battle within the self. It's keeping them stuck, and they've been lying to themselves that they weren't in love with you here. But guess what? They know that there's a connection here that cannot be broken. You are a soulmate. You are the soulmate. You're somebody who they have a deep connection to, and I believe that this person is probably going to message you. That we do have the Page of Cups here. Then it does begin new love, but it goes really quick because it goes from the Page to the 2. So it feels like this person is going to message you here after not speaking with you for a long time, because what they've been concealing is that they know that you are the soulmate. And I feel like the Emperor is about to tell you that. Yep, there it is. Fun, flirty message. There it is, Pisces. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. As per usual, I will put your reading for Pisces. I'll connect it to the end here. And thanks for being here. I'll be back with your sneak peek for the singles on Friday. And today is Water Day, so you will be getting your reading for the week ahead. I'm going to go for now, Pisces. You take care. I'm out for now. Love you guys. Bye-bye.